This is the plaintiff, Tiffany Rolfs. She says she and the defendant were in a serious relationship for a few years and have a child together. She paid for his car insurance and violations, and he owes her $5,000 and refuses to pay. That's why she's here in this court, suing. This is the defendant, William Bess, Jr. He says the plaintiff is a bitter woman, and the car costs she's suing him for are all her costs. The woman won't let him see their child, and he hopes the judge can talk some sense into her because he owes her no money. He's accused of letting his daughter's mother down.
All parties, please raise your right hand. People's Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Marilyn Williams now presiding. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Rolfs, how is it you know Mr. Bess, who appears to think that this is all some big joke because he's acting like a cartoon character as opposed to a litigant? Okay? Go ahead, Ms. Rolfs.
We were in a long-term relationship for at least 10 to 11 years, on and off. In that relationship, we have a daughter together.
Okay, how old's the daughter?
She is 12 now.
Okay. You guys broke up when?
Oh, probably like maybe 7, 8 years ago. It's been a long time.
Okay, so while broken up, apparently, I can't quite tell, but the timing of this, did you co-sign for the purchase of a car for him after you guys were broken up?
Correct, yes.
Why? Why?
That is a good question, Your Honor. Trust me, I ask it all the time. My parents ask it. I don't know why. I don't know why I did it.
Okay, and so what kind of car is it, Mr. Bess?
It's Chevy Impala. I believe it was 2006.
And you bought it in what year?
I believe it was 2014.
Okay.
And Judge,
how is it that you approach your ex to co-sign?
At the time, she was not my ex. At the time, we were still together.
Well, that would make more sense.
We were living.
Okay.
Yes, she was not my ex at all. We were living together. We were living in the same residence. I was taking care of her son and my daughter. We were doing this together. I had purchased the car for her years before.
Why did she have to co-sign?
Because I only had a learner's permit.
All right. Then, did you ever get your license?
Yes, I have my license.
So why didn't you just take her name off of the car then?
Because I asked her for years and years and years. Once we finally broke up, I asked her to take her name off the car. She would not do that. She took my name off of her insurance, but by keeping my name on her registered list, she reaps the benefits. Her insurance is lower by having two cars.
Wait. How does she reap benefits?
Because by having two cars, her insurance becomes lower.
Yeah, but you have to pay for insurance. You have to pay 2 insurances to get a discount for having 2 cars.
And I was paying my insurance.
Right, and then she canceled the insurance.
Yes.
Did you get other insurance on the vehicle, or you just kept driving it without insurance?
No, I got insurance. I had insurance. But the insurance ended up lapsing. When she took me off of her insurance, which was substantially cheaper, it lapsed. It lapsed because of that. I paid those fines.
It lapsed because you didn't pay it.
No, it lapsed because of the changing. She didn't tell me immediately that she took me off.
Okay, but you understand that she's suing you for like $5,000 for 3 or 4 years worth of not having insurance on a registered vehicle. And she kept yelling at you about it every year. So if you had insurance, why didn't you just submit your insurance information to the Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles in your state or whoever was issuing these fines?
Because
Are they tickets? Are they actual tickets that he's getting? Ms.
No, this is actual
Rolfs.
none of insurance. No insurance. This is administratively because the insurance company, when he stops paying, they cancel it, and then they immediately send it over within 30 days to the MVA. So that's how.
So was it 3 different years worth of insurance companies that were? Okay.
Yes.
So, Mr. Bess, how is it that every year you just stop paying your insurance? And you think there's no consequence. There's all these thousands of dollars in administrative fines that are getting logged up because you don't get new insurance. I mean, how much longer did you think your ex-girlfriend was going to be paying your insurance or have it on her policy?
Well, it didn't happen. She canceled the insurance that I had with her within a year, less than a year probably.
Okay.
I had
Right. So
I
then you understand you're supposed to have insurance if you have a vehicle.
And I did.
You get that part, right?
And I did.
Show me proof you paid a penny in insurance in 3 years.
show you proof. You can go through. My apologies, Your Honor. I don't have the paperwork, but at the same time, the motor vehicle industry can tell you that I had insurance. It wasn't until the last.
Are they going to
maybe 4
testify in
months.
this trial?
No, Your Honor. And Ms. Ross can't show proof that I didn't pay that insurance. She can't show that, and she's
see.
also. Thank you.
This is from the Comptroller of Maryland. It's sent to your apartment. Is that it? It's being sent, Ms. Rolfs, to your apartment?
Correct. They took my state income tax for this insurance fine because I had to go into a contract with the Central Collection Unit back in 2019 in order to get my vehicle registered because of his lapse in insurance. When I first found out about it in February of 2019, I contacted him and I asked him to please. So this is this very first from 2017. That's the contract that I had to enter in 2019. So every time I went to go do something with my vehicle, as far as making sure it was on the road legally, I would run. This is what would happen. There would be insurance fines. And I would go to
Why
him
didn't you
and
just
I would
take
ask
your name
him,
off the car?
I asked several times for him to meet me at the MVA, which I've provided all of the text messages going all the way back to 2017, asking him several times, please meet me at the MVA, please meet me at the MVA, please take my name off your vehicle, and so forth. And he would completely outright ignore me.
Yeah, but
or
he can't
disrespect
sua
me.
sponte. He can't take your name off the vehicle. You know, you
MVA
guys have to
cannot
either,
take my name
but you
off
also
the
don't
vehicle
have to go
without-
together. Right, but you're
Right, but
not
he won't
powerless in a
sign the
situation
title.
like this. Right, can I ask you a
Yes, I
question? Are there
was.
tags on the car?
I removed them.
When did you
I
remove
removed
the
the
tags?
tags in April of 2019 because the MVA was telling me that I could not get my name off of the vehicle unless it was re-registered in somebody else's name. I could not meet Mr. Best because he refused to meet up with me to even sign the title or for me to sign the title for it to get re-registered solely in his name. He was not working with me whatsoever. I was even trying to get him to meet me at the MVA so that way he could go into contract for his insurance fines, and he wouldn't meet me at the MVA. I had to go into that
No,
contract,
that's
which
going to
made
cost
me the
him money.
one-
He'd much rather just stick you with that, which is why,
Exactly.
you know, maybe you don't co-sign on a boyfriend's loan, much less an ex-boyfriend's loan. When did you guys break up? 2014? And when did you
Oh
co-sign?
my God. He's probably correct about the time frame that he bought the car, like 2014, 2015. I removed
you guys
him
break
from my
up?
insurance in 2016. So I originally
Okay, so all right,
left-
that was the question I should have asked. You remove him from your
There was
insurance in
an on and off.
2016. Just a second. In 2017, you get fined, or you have to pay $175.50 of his fines because you know the guy didn't get insurance. Why didn't you take the plates off the car in 2017? Why do you wait 2 more years worth of? According to you, there's 2 more years and $3,400 worth of fines. Why don't you take the plates off in 2017?
I wish I could answer that question. Why? Because it was just a $175 fine, and I just wanted to get my vehicle.
Well, then let me
registered
ask you
and
this.
on the
After
road safely.
2018, yeah, I understand. In 2018, you throw another $1,200 at his problem, which is your problem because you can't work your way out of a paper bag and figure out how to get this solved. But what's killing me is you can pony up the $1,200 because that's a path of least resistance at the moment. At the moment, you can make your problems go away with $1,200. So you make why are you nodding? Because I'm going to be with you in a second. You're terrible.
Yes, I was.
All right, so I'm just,
yes.
How do you do this to the mother of your child? Tell me that.
I can explain because she would not take her name off the car. I had asked her prior years when we finally broke up and she took my name off of her insurance. I was asking her constantly to come to meet me at the MVA, come to get their name off the car. She would ignore me.
Can you show
She
me
didn't wanna
proof of
talk
that?
to me.
Because she showed me proof of texting you and asking you to go at the MVA.
I'm going to show you my being and let you know the truth. Miss Ross, the daughter of my mother, who I try to contact constantly, who blocks my number because
The mother of your
she's
daughter.
just that one. Yes, yes. And I still see as the mother of a son that she also doesn't let me see. But what we're dealing with is financial issues. And I've been asking her when she found out I was with someone else and she took me off of her insurance. I asked her constantly to meet me at the MVA. She would not come to meet me to
Can
take
you
her name off
prove
my
the
car.
words that are coming out of your mouth? Can you show me one text, one email, anything other than your flapping gums? Anything to
I'm
prove what
giving
you're
you
saying?
my honor. I'm giving you my honor.
Yeah,
as a-
okay. Because she's giving me texts, which are a little more solid than your honor. What I see is that you just don't pay for insurance. So the rest of us mere mortals have to have insurance in order to drive, but you just let it be someone else's problem. And why? Why
I
are
don't
you
see
a
that as
victim,
fair.
Ms. Rolfs? Do you know why, Ms. Rolfs? Do you know why you're a victim? Because you allow yourself to be a victim. You are sitting here ridiculously putting yourself in this situation. If the car is in your name, you know what else you could do? Take it. Tell the police and take it. There's
Right,
so
and
many
that's
things
what
that you could do.
I even contacted lawyers to find out what legal, because MVA did tell me about removing the plates. And when I went to go remove the plates, I wanted to remove the car as well, but the street was entirely way too small and too tight. I had the title, I had everything.
Yeah, but you're talking about finally doing that 3 years after the problem.
Right.
Now,
Your
let me
Honor.
ask you a question. Do you pay child support for your child?
Yes, I've been disabled for a while. I'm trying to get back to work. I just started a new job to try to pay this child support. And whenever I get money, I send cash to my daughter, her birthday, when she
When was
wants
the
to do
last time
things
he
for her
sent
room.
for her birthday? That's not child support. That's a birthday
No,
gift.
I
When was
know
the
it's
last
not-
time he
it's not-
paid child support, Miss Rolfs?
He's $13,000 in the rear, Your Honor.
When was the last time he saw the child, Ms. Rolfs?
June.
When was the last time he saw a child? He's complaining that that you don't let him see the
I want
kid.
to say around
June.
August, but it's not just
No, it's not fair.
me. It's not me. He is not a persistent all the time. He is a when it's suitable for me. He does talk to Kayla all the time.
For
They
him.
FaceTime all the time. Right. But Kayla also doesn't want to go over or have anything to do when she wants to. When her sister is there, I have talked to her so many times. Kayla, you have to go. Kayla, you have to go. And she would burst out in
No.
tears, literally in tears. And I would have to sit there and take 15, 20, 30 minutes to calm her down
Because
and
it
then drive
upsets
her
you.
over there.
Because it upsets you. That's the only reason she acts that way. She doesn't want to upset her mother, which makes sense. Now, she's lying. I'm sorry to use the word lie, but I haven't seen my daughter since June. June.
Well, what have you
For her
done
to
to
say
see your
August-
daughter? Why are you playing?
Well,
I gave her
I'm not.
grief because
Yes,
she's
you're
playing
right.
a victim. Why are you playing a victim? All you got to do is go to court
shouldn't.
and assert your right. You know, child support is not a cover charge.
and I did it.
Child
And
support
I
is
did it.
here. Visitation's here. They're not related.
And you know, I did that, and they were going to put her in jail. She cried to me and gave me so much attitude that I withdrew the charges, and I just left it alone.
Your Honor, that's not true. He didn't show up. He did not show up for court the last time he tried to take me to court. I am the one
Then
that pursued court.
How
Yes,
much have you
well-
paid? You've paid $870.52 on April of 2019. Is that correct, Ms. Rolfs? I see the receipt for that. What else have you paid?
If you see the highlighted 100, that was in cash.
Okay.
If I didn't have insurance for 3
what
years,
other proof do
then
you have of what you've paid? It's so you've paid $970.52. What else have you paid?
My state refund was taken in the amount of $812.55.
Okay.
And then the final payment to this 2019 contract was made on August 24th in the amount of $57.96. And then
Why are you
I
suing
just
for
purchased-
$5,000?
So I
Thank
just
you.
purchased a new 2020 vehicle this year, actually just 2 months ago. And the dealership normally takes care of the tags and everything, and they sent me a refund in the amount of $135, stating that there was an outstanding insurance fine. So for the life of me, I can't figure out why. I go to the MVA. I have to take off work. I have to go to the MVA, figure out what's going on, and then I find out that there's another fine. And that's where the new one came in for the 2020. And I thought everything was taken care of. That's the amount of $1,200. So I'm now in another contract where I've already paid $250 for this, which I've submitted text evidence where I've contacted him just in August, asking him what was going on. And that's where he said that he sold the vehicle. He no longer has it. I said, well, it's still
How
registered.
can he sell the vehicle if your name is on the vehicle? Where's the vehicle right now, Mr.
That's what I told him.
She took the tags. When she takes the tags and it's sitting on a public street, they take it. I mean, that's all to it. And
yeah, I know. That's how, that would have been perfect, because then it would get junked. And then you wouldn't have $5,000 worth of fines. That's why you needed to take the tag off in 2016 when this clown was obviously going to do this to you. Okay? I don't get it. How much, according to you, how much have you paid, Ms. Rolfs? How much have you paid according to you so far?
So far,
Your Honor, the verbal insult.
A total of $2,366.13. But the total is going to be over $3,400 once I pay off the new contract.
And if she'd have handled this 4 years ago when we
Let me
did
see
this
the
together,
new contract that you had to go into.
So because of COVID,
oh, look at my dog.
I had to do it over the phone. So all I have is the new paper where you see like the FICO score, and I have like a bunch of writing on it. That's now all done over the phone.
Yeah, that's your notes. That's not proof, okay? But yeah, because of COVID, we could get it through the emails, and that wouldn't be a problem, right?
Right. Well, that's what I thought that they were going to do, but when I never received anything.
Unbelievable. Yeah. I am ruling in your favor in the amount of the $2,366.13. Anything else that happens after that, you should have been taken care of so long ago. That is such a generous amount for me to award to you, okay? Because truthfully, once you paid the $175, you should have seen to it to take the plates off. But instead, you just kept letting it roll, and letting it roll. I'm ruling in your favor in the amount of $2,366.13. That's plenty for you to have figured out how to work your way out of this ridiculous situation you got yourself into. Verdict for the plaintiff.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Let's talk to the defendant, Mr. Bess. This didn't make you look too good, Mr. Bess. What do you think about this and what the judge just decided?
Ms. Ross, after 13 years of us being together, she owes me $2,300, and I'm glad it's ended.
Well, you've got to pay. She came up with the judge made that decision, so there's a judgment against you now for the $2,300, a little over $2,300. Let's see what Ms. Rolfs thinks about this. Ms. Rolfs, you finally got a judgment for some money against him. What do you think?
I'm happy. I mean, it's a portion of, what I'm actually out of pocket for financially, because once all is said and done, I'm going to be out about $3,400 to $3,500 because I have a new fine. I still don't know how I can get my name off the vehicle now because he doesn't have the vehicle.
Maybe you ought to talk to a lawyer and get some legal help. It's time you do that.
Yes.
Do something. Anyway. All right. Well, congratulations. At least you did win something here in court. Let's see what the judges feel about this case. A lot of things to talk about. Here they are again, another session of After the Verdict.
Well, my 95-year-old mother-in-law would listen to this story and say, "Que hombre más sinvergüenza," right? Which means...
what a shameless fellow.
Oh, my God.
It's crazy. I'm gonna give her a court order that says her name's off the car, and she can take it to the Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles in her state and get her name off the car, because this is just ridiculous. I don't know who's driving it. I don't know if he still has it. I don't believe a word out of his mouth. I don't know if he still has it and drives it with the wrong tags on it, because he would never tell us if he was doing it. So we're going to end this now. This ends today.
Yeah, she could have ended the nightmare a lot earlier, a lot easier.
Yeah, and this is probably a good piece of advice for people who have to go to court, is when you are in court, don't think it's a joke and dance to your rhythm and laugh and chicken neck when the plaintiff is talking.
Yeah.
These are not things that are going to endear you to the child custody judge when you show up there, or to any judge who's trying to determine the validity of the things coming out of your mouth.
Good advice.
Okay, this is from somebody in a retirement home. Hey, Harvey, I really enjoy the People's Court and I have learned so much about the law. Do courts have a dress code litigants must follow? No, they don't. It used to be that judges were sticklers about that, but times have changed and people can go to court basically in what they want to go in. But there is a measure of respect that you really should show a judge when you go into a courtroom. And it is noticed in a subtle way, and it may not be mentioned, but it's not a good idea to go in there in board shorts and a tank top. Let me just tell you. That's going to do it for this case. Litigants for the next case inside the courtroom.